Hello, welcome back to the Fantasy Tippler. Glad you're still watching. It's Monday night in Tippler's house, and we're drinking a nice Knob Creek Rye, which is delicious. All right, let's get to it. A couple of people I wanted to talk about today. Kareem Hunt. So Kareem Hunt sat out for a little bit, asking for a contract extension, and he was doing like the little holdout thing. I thought that was freaking hilarious. I mean, did they really think they were going to give him a contract? I mean, he ended up coming back like a couple of days later, like basically after getting shamed into it. But dude, let's break this down. He's in the final year of a 2-year, $13.5 million contract, which is good. He is a good running back, but the Browns have paid Nick Chubb and Deshaun Watson a lot of money, and there's just not a lot of incentive to sign Kareem because they have a pretty solid running back room right now. He is 27 years old, which is the age they start to fall apart. He hadn't been able to stay healthy for the 2 years of his contract, which is, not an incentive for the Browns to give him another deal. So basically, it's a prove-it year. If he can stay healthy, he always kind of contributes, but the main point of it, if he can stay healthy, and I think he'll get another 2-year deal. And honestly, if I was him, I wouldn't even be trying to go around and try to get a trade or get some money, because Cleveland Browns is the only team that wanted you after that little fiasco you had a while back. So, I would stick with them, and honestly, they're your best chance to probably win a Super Bowl, which I hate uttering those words, but it's kind of true. So, and you know what? I actually haven't been drafting Kareem Hunt at all. In fact, I bet if I go look at my best ball and in my mock draft, I probably haven't taken him anywhere. And I was a super fan of his the last 2 years. It's just he's going in the 8th, 9th round on average right now, and that's too high for me. I don't think he's going to be a bigger contributor. He's got that major injury risk factor, and there's a lot of other running backs or tight end wide receivers in that range. He's going to have a higher ceiling and a potential boom possibility. So I don't know. I'm just not gonna. I don't think I've got him anywhere. So anyway, let's talk about the Bears wide receivers. Get a little hydro going. All right, so injuries to the Bears. Byron Single and Vito Jones are both dealing with injuries that could lead to missed time in the season, which is not great. And N'Keal Harry just got injured as well. I'll talk about that in a minute. So, alarm. One of my favorite tight ends, late round tight ends this year, Cole Kmet. He's going to be the only option after Dale Mooney. Go get him. Make sure he's on your best ball team. Get him in the 10th round, 11th round of your fantasy football draft, and just laugh your way to the championship. It's between him and Irv Smith, those are the people that I'm targeting for my tight end, even though I really want Dalton Schultz. I really want him. I think Dalton Schultz could finish the number 2 tight end this year, but I'm not good at this. I'm just a drunk like playing fantasy football. So, all right. Let's talk around to N'Keal Harry. I was actually excited that he got traded to Chicago, because I was kind of hoping for a Cinderella story where he would make a comeback. And he has a high ankle sprain now. Will miss a good chunk of the season. It's just not good. I mean, take him off your list. Take him off your best ball list, your draft list. Even Dynasty, I would just go ahead and put him on the waiver wire, because at this point now, he's not going to come back into wide receiver 3. He's going to be, maybe he'll still be on the team. So, yeah. Sorry, Neil. You're gone. All right. GODwin. And if you watch earlier videos, I caught myself when I was listening to them to, study film and see how good I'm doing, which is not good. I called Chris GOODwin several times. So Chris GODwin, I apologize. All right. So great news about GOODwin. He's starting to practice. He's continuing to practice. I don't think they're going to start him week 1. That's what all the beat reporters are saying and fantasy football experts. Remember, I'm not an expert. But and his draft stock is increasing for me a little bit, which is good because his draft value is still really high. Like he hadn't gone up in ranking hardly at all because people are still worried about his injury. But I think he's great value still and a great wide receiver 3. So he's going between the 5th and 6th round, like in most of the draft that I'm seeing. Every once in a while, I'll see him pop into the 4th, but that's fine. I think he's a great dead zone wide receiver 3 pick. Like, and I'm actually targeting him. Honestly, like I did one earlier tonight to kind of practice what we're going to do later in this episode. And it came down between Dalton Schultz had fallen to me in the late 5th, which is normally when I would like to take him, and Chris GODwin was already that. No, GODwin. Chris GODwin was already there, and I ended up taking Chris GODwin just because once he comes back, I think he's going to be a part of the offense. I think it's going to be Tom Brady's one of his favorite wide receivers. So great draft pick. I will tell you this, however, because of Chris GODwin, health continued to get a lot better faster than we thought it, and Julio Jones is healthy and signed by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I am fading on Russell Gage. I know it's a big proponent of him, going into preseason, off-season, yada yada. But I just he's got to be a double-digit pick for me, and I'm not even sure that I want it because it's basically going to be Mike Evans, Chris GOODwin, and like every once in a while you have a spurt from Julio Jones. So I'm fading on Russell Gage now. Sorry, nothing against him personally. All right, next guy, Dameon Pierce. I'm not leaving the draft without him. I'm excited about this guy, and it's mainly because I don't think is he a world-class running back? No, but does he have the greatest opportunity? Hell yeah, and he just proved it on a preseason game recently. And so here's the thing: the reports coming out of camp have been nothing but positive about him becoming the one. I don't think he'll actually start the season as that because I think any NFL coach, especially Coach Smith down at Houston Texans, will kind of be like, well, let's just go ahead and use the veterans that we paid for, get through the first couple of weeks, and then let him loose, which is what they did with N'Keal Harry up in Pittsburgh. So Marlon Mack, I don't know if I would draft him anymore, but he is technically the starter. So, and I think this is going to kind of start off like a Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb combo, with Dameon Pierce taking the lead after like the 4th week. But if Matt goes down with the first 2 weeks, which is always possible, or he's just old and he can't get it done, then Dameon Pierce is the number 1, and Dameon Pierce is going to run all over the place. I actually, as much as I hate the Houston Texans, they've actually got a team that'll be fun to watch, and I think they're going to run the ball a lot, to give David Mills and the wide receivers some pace. So, yeah. Go get Dameon Pierce. Like, if you didn't draft him in your rookie draft, you are screwed. I wasn't able to get him. I had too many wide receiver needs. I thought it was going to fall to me in the 3rd round, and I was wrong. So, what else we got here? Let's see. Tight end. Daniel Bellinger, tight end, rookie tight end from New York Giants. Everything that everybody's been showing me, remember, Evan Ingram is down in Jacksonville now. Ricky Seal is their starting tight end. He's working with the first team. Every beat reporter in practice says he is working with the first team. Go get him in your dynasty league. Go get him. He is worth a 2nd-round pick at least. I think I got him for a 3rd and like my 2nd one. Best ball redraft, still not taking him. Not yet. I think I just took him at my last best ball draft yesterday. Like it was like a it was one of those perfect ones where there was just kind of like there's really no one left to draft, and so I just scrolled down and grabbed the third tight end. That was him, just in case. So keep an eye on him. If he's on the waiver wire in your dynasty league, get him. He is going to be heavily utilized and heavily valued. So next, James Robinson is taking first team reps. This was my concern with Travis Etienne. His injury was an Achilles tear, which is like it's a death sentence for a running back. The fact that he's back and Doug Peterson, head coach for Jacksonville Jaguars, will utilize him. I think Etienne is going to have a stellar year. He's going to blow up. I'm struggling to draft him in the 4th round where he's been going. If I can get him in the 6th round, it's automatic smash. 5th round, I don't know what James Robinson's going to do. So James Robinson's one of those people that are in the 11th, 12th round, still undrafted, that I'm just going to go ahead and grab just in case he balls out for the first couple of weeks until he gets injured again. However, if I do draft ETN, I will not draft James Robinson. Please don't do that. We don't believe in handcuffs on a fantasy football. We don't believe in handcuffs on a fantasy Tippler either. So I think the highest I would draft James Robinson would be about the 9th round. Best ball, I've got him everywhere. I love him. I think he's going to be solid for at least 5 weeks. So, sleeper alert! Sleeper alert! Okay, I really wanted to talk about this guy. Isaiah Pacheco, 7th round pick of the NFL draft. Running back is being utilized all different parts of the offense in the Chiefs training camp, including both first and second team. Reports saying coaches love him. He came out of he came out of a small school, and remember, here's the thing about the Kansas City Chiefs: their backfield is undefined. Like here's the backfield: TH, Rojo, which I'm not 100% sure Ronald Jones is going to make the cut. Because the last preseason game, he didn't even have one snap. Derek McKinnon, Derek Gore, it's anybody's job. That running back room at the Kansas City Chiefs is anybody's job, and anybody who wants it. And I think Isaiah is hungry enough and got the talent enough to prove it and get going. Now, he'll be in a 7th round pick. A 7th round NFL draft, by the way. That gives me pause. That's why I won't draft him above the double-digit round. But right now, he's basically available in your last round because no one's paying attention to him. And I think good things are going to happen. If he's in your dynasty league, and thank God, I got him in my 4th round in the rookie draft just because I heard something out of training camp, rookie meeting camp. They were like, hey, man, this guy's in practice. So I went, screw it. 4th round rookie pick, done. Now I may have like a Kansas City starter. So, gave me. Pay attention to details. Pay attention to details. Go draft him. DJ Shark. All right, I was out. I was totally, completely out on DJ Shark, just like anybody else from Jacksonville Jaguars. However, I love me some Detroit Lions. They're my 2nd favorite team after New Orleans Saints. I just have a thing for the underdog, and he's showing some sparks in camp. Got some positive reviews coming out. Got some positive videos. Coaches love him. You get all the things I like to hear. Now remember, don't fall into the hype. However, he is basically free everywhere. Best ball dart throw. Need to throw up your wide receiver 7 and 8. Best ball. Let's go. And always follow the money. He's on a prove-it deal for 1 year, which is $10 million. That's not a bad 1-year deal. That means they're going to bruise and use him. So, Amon St. Brown, DJ Shark, Derek Goff, which you remember did take a team to the Super Bowl. Now, would I draft him in redraft? No. Dynasty? Hell no. Best ball? Hell yeah. So, it's a little best ball tip for you. All right. Jameis Winston. Why is it always my Saints? It's always my Saint. Jameis Winston rolled his ankle. Now fuck. Andy Dalton's back, baby. And it's like he knew. He knew when he signed. He's like, I'm going to be the starting quarterback. He knew it. Jameis Winston can't stay healthy. And then, by the way, Andy Dalton played very well in a preseason game. He still had some juice, son. Like, I was very impressed. I think I'm gonna put Andy Dalton on my as my QB4 in my dynasty, my Superflex dynasty league. I really might. Anyway, Jameis Winston, stay healthy, baby. Stay fucking healthy. Andy Dalton, I'm taking you to prom. Miami backfield. Okay, this has been driving me insane, so I got to talk about this. And I just had an epiphany, like right before I started recording this. Here's the Miami backfield: Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonton, Sony Mitchell. Look at what each one of these running backs specializes in. Raheem Mostert, speed. I don't care how old he is. He's fast. Chase Edmonton, pass catching. He is an elite pass catching back. He's up there, in my opinion, with Kareem Hunt. Don't get started. Don't fight me. He is. I was excited when he went to Miami. He's still my number one. And then we have Sony Mitchell, who is an expert tackle weaver. He can weave between tackle. Doesn't have as much speed. Not as great as Cat Patcher on a proven contract as well. And I get the weirdest feeling that Coach McDaniel's got to screw me. He's going to have a specific set of running back plays to match each of those skills of those running backs, depending on the game script. And there is no way that is helpful to a fantasy football player. Because we need the one guy. We need a workhorse or a specific third down back. I think he's going to use whatever he wants to do, and we're not going to be able to predict what he's going to do. So who gets the touchdown? I don't know. So I'm only drafting Chase Edmonton if I really need a running back. There's a lot of other, like, Dameon Pierce that I'm going after instead. But he's going to the average, like, 7th, 8th round. That's too early for me. But if I go anchor RB, which we're going to do, that's the strategy we're going to do this year. This episode, excuse me, not this year. I don't know what I'm going to do this year yet. We're going to do anchor RB. And in the 8th round, he actually looks pretty good. So you go, like, take a wide receiver from the second, the 6th round, and just kind of shore up that block. Then just go quarterback, tight end, everything else after that. Then he doesn't look that bad, but it still feels kind of gross. All right, Matthew Stafford. I may be the only one that thinks this, but if you notice, Matthew Stafford's been consistently, even though he won a Super Bowl and still has most of his team, most of the offensive pieces, basically. I'm fading Matthew Stafford. He's ranked, most people rank him number 11, number 10, number 12. Not number 1, not number 5, not number 6. 11, 12, 10. Soreness in his elbow. Apparently, he's got a rare type of baseball injury. You can't really fix it. You got to bear through it, and it's just incredibly painful. So, first thing I thought was, I know Van Jefferson dealing with some injuries himself, but I'm fading Van Jefferson. I was getting Van Jefferson everywhere in the late rounds in fantasy football because I thought he was going to take a step forward this year. But since he's just a deep field stretcher, I'm worried that Matthew Stafford won't be throwing that many deep balls because of the pain on his elbow. I'm also fading Allen Robinson as well. Not because, like, he totally screwed my fantasy football team, all of them, last year. It's still burned, but that's Chicago Bears. He had that Chicago Bears curse. I don't blame him for that. I was big on him. I'm still big on him, but now I'm fading. I'm fading everybody on the Rams with the exception of Cooper Kupp, who's so good that the balls just magically flies to him. However, I know I'm crazy about fading everybody on the LA Rams. Tyler Higbee is basically free, and he was okay last year. He didn't win your league, even though he did for me. He was okay. But if Matthew Stafford only feels like throwing short passes because of pain in his elbow, Tyler Higbee is going to be I'm going to see. I don't think I'll put him on any. I don't think I'll draft him anywhere, but I will definitely watch. I will see what he does week 1. If he gets more than 5 passes, I'm picking him up. Not really taking him in best ball. There's just too much depth in best ball for the tight end position that it's just too many other people to go around. All right, well let's get to the fun part of the episode. If you're watching on YouTube, congratulations. You're gonna have a lot of fun today. So, what we're gonna do now, while I dig around, is we are going to do a screen share. Yay! Hope everybody can see me okay. All right. So let's draft from the 9th position. And what we're going to do is we are going to do an anchor RB strategy, with a strategy that actually worked very well for me this year. So a lot of the leagues I'm in between 8 to 12 team. It's 8 to 12 spot, which of course I'm good at what I do. I'm just not an expert. Don't forget that. All right, so let's start the draft. Yes, I'm sure. So normally, let's see who comes back to me. Normally, like they get the time spot where like the top 3 receivers that I like are available, and normally I would go a wide receiver. But we're doing anchor RB today, and so we're going to take Naheem Hurst. Normally, I probably would have taken Chase, although I'm kind of fading on Chase this year just because of Joe Burrow's appendix. Even though that's very, very minor, so you shouldn't be worried about that. All right, so anchor RB. So we got our stud RB, and now we're going to go over to wide receiver. Let's set the quarterback first. Josh Allen still available. Mark Andrews still available. Don't want to pay up too high in the first 3 rounds for a quarterback tight end. All right. CeeDee Lamb, Deebo Samuel, AJ Brown, Mike Evans. Who do I want? Tyreek Hill said too. I want CeeDee Lamb. I think he's about to have a baller of a year, even though nobody else agrees with me. Now, CeeDee Lamb, one of my leagues, I am drafting second due to unfortunate circumstances. And CeeDee Lamb makes it back to me after drafting Christian McCaffrey or Derrick Henry, which I haven't decided which one to go through yet. That's a better spot for him, but just for go for taking CeeDee Lamb early today. All right. So Michael Pittman in the 3rd round, always. I'm taking Michael Pittman at the end of a lot of times just to make sure I have him because I'm a big believer in Michael Pittman. I'm actually taking him like on the 3rd turn a lot of times. So, all right. We got CeeDee Lamb, Michael Pittman, Naheem Hurst as our start of the draft. So let's just take a look. Tight end, George Kittle, Dalton Schultz is available. And they try to take Dalton Schultz, but no. Wow, a lot of running backs are off. Wow, okay. Terry McLaurin, I really want him. Deontay Johnson. Here's the problem with Deontay Johnson. I know he's talented. I know he got paid. Terry McLaurin, I got real concerns about Carson Wentz. Although he did support Michael Pittman. DJ Moore is still available. So is Cortland Sutton. Let's see if Cortland Sutton comes back to me, which I don't think he will. We're going to go ahead and take Terry McLaurin because I love me some Scary Terry. That is a good man, a good football player, and I want him on my fucking team. Our cricket's just really good, by the way. Oh! Dalton Schultz almost came back. That burns my butthole. Fuck. Moving on. That hurt. Kyler Murray available in the 5th. This is where I've been taking him a lot, but if he's available in the 6th, I'm definitely taking him. Tight end, I don't want to talk about it. Dalton Schultz went right before me. That would have been a smash hit late in the 5th. Oh, that burns so much. Okay, let's come back down to earth. Cortland Sutton's off. All right, so I want a piece of Russell Wilson's offense. And so I'm going to take. I mean, I talked about Chris GODwin earlier. God, I'm gonna fix this. I apologize, Mr. Chris. We got Brandon Cooks, who is a hell of a value. Chris GODwin, damn it. Allen Robinson, Marquise Brown, Jerry Jeudy. I like all of these, but I'm gonna take Jerry Jeudy. Oh, I was hoping Brandon Cooks would come back to me. GODwin's gone. All right, now it's back. Now we're in the 6th round. So typically with a anchor RB, because the 6th round is kind of where you start looking at, you've got your 4 solid wide receivers. I think you're good for almost the entire draft. So Clyde Edwards-Helaire is available. AJ Dillon, that might be my pick. Damian Harris, Kenneth Walker, that's too early. Tight end, TJ Hawkinson, I like him, don't love him. Dallas Goedert. In quarterback, we've got Jalen Hurts. Ooh. I know Jalen Hurts has some upside. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 teams ahead of me. I've already picked quarterbacks. Dak Prescott may get back to me, so we can pair him with. Let's see if Dak Prescott comes around and maybe we can stack him with CeeDee Lamb. So running back, let's go ahead and take AJ Dillon. Now, AJ Dillon going to the 6th round. A lot of people saying that's too high. I don't think so. I think he has a value as a pass catcher. And if something would have happened, unfortunately, to Aaron Jones, I think he'd be heavily utilized. So, all right. So did Dak Prescott come back to me? Well. Okay, this is why you have to pay attention. Let's talk about draft strategy real quick. So Tom Brady, this is auto drafting. So Tom Brady's next, Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers. 2 teams out of the 3 that are going, they're about to draft, have already taken a quarterback. That means Tom Brady will make, because it's auto drafting, Tom Brady will most likely be the one drafted. So I can get Dak in the 8th round. When you see that, take a look around, see what else is out there. Tony Pollard in the 7th, too early. Kenneth Walker, too early. Gabriel Davis. Zach Ertz is available too. All right. Okay. I like Gabe. I like Gabe a lot. Kenneth Walker is there. Okay. Because I went anchor RV, I kind of probably should take Kenneth Walker. But that's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna take Gabe Davis and see if Prescott comes around to us. Come on, baby. And Kenneth Walker went right after me. Oh, I called it. See, they took Tom Brady right after me, so we get Dak Prescott to stack with CeeDee Lamb. Boom. If we switch a real draft, I may regret not taking Kenneth Walker right there, but I'm basically done on wide receiver for the rest of the draft. So I can take a shot on a lot of upside running back, with what I will be doing. So we got Prescott. Let's check out tight end. Cole Kmet. Ooh, baby. Everybody else already had tight end. Everybody already had tight end. Only one person does not have a tight end. So we're gonna punt Cole Kmet for right now. Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon's a good, just kind of like placeholder, but that's not, we're not here to do that. Ramon Stevens, I like him. I like him a lot. James Robinson, he's there. Damian Pierre. All right, let's do this. Let's go Ramon Stevens. We're gonna see what the Patriots do this year. And then we are going to Cole Kmet gonna come back to me? All right, we're gonna go ahead and get Damian Pierce just because I don't think Damian Pierce was gonna come back to me. And yeah, see, that's bullshit. Taking 2 tight ends that early. I don't mind taking the tight end at the end of the draft, like just gonna basically see if he pops week 1. A lot of people say don't ever take two quarterbacks, 2 tight ends. During the last 2 sections of the draft, and especially if you were not drafting kickers in defense, grab a tight end. If there's no other running backs you really know about, but I love tight ends. I probably study them more than anything else. So there's a lot of times I'll just take a tight end just to see what happens. A lot of times that's Cole Kmet and Irv Smith. All right. So Irv Smith is available. So yeah, Irv Smith's in the 11th round. I'm gonna take him. I know he's injured right now, but I think it's gonna be his year. He's gonna be a top 10 guy. Quarterback, just kind of checking out. I don't know why people are so low on Matt Ryan, but like I love that guy. I've got Michael Pittman. I may be drafting Matt Ryan. All right. Tyler Algier. I haven't talked about him too much, but he is high on my list. And I'm taking him here in the 12th round. If he doesn't get that magic 13% share of the offense week 1, I'll drop him. But Kenneth Gainwell. I like Kenneth Gainwell way more than Tyler Algier. Maybe I should have taken him. Oh man, I did not think about that. Kenneth Gainwell, get him. It's like Damian Pierce. Get him in your draft. All right, so we're down to the last 2. We're not doing kickers or defense. All right. Let's take a look at that team right now. So we've got a stud wide receiver. I don't hate this team at all. At all. So let's take some risk factors. Brian Robinson, maybe. There's Pancho. Sorry, I'm not going to take him here, though. Backup tight end. Joe Everett. I don't know. He could do something. Go Cox. Yeah. What do we got? 2 rounds left? Well, let's just go then. We'll take Brian Robinson first and see if Pancho comes back to us, which he should. Bam. That's gonna be the draft. This is a good team, guys. Check it out. So here's what we have. Starting quarterback, Dak Prescott. Starting running back, Najee Harris. Running back 2, A.J. Dillon. Wide receiver 1, CeeDee Lamb. Wide receiver 2, Michael Pittman. Mwah, I love that. Tight end, Irv Smith, who I think is going to have a stellar year as long as he comes back from the injury in time. Flex 1, Terry McLaurin. Flex 2, Jerry Jeudy. On my bench, Gabriel Davis, Ramondre Stevenson, Damian Pierce, Tyler Algiers, Brian Robinson, and Isaiah Pancho. That's a great fucking team, actually. I wish I could draft like this. I wish it was my team going into the draft. It's got all my sleepers and a solid core. This is why you practice. All right. So this is one of the reasons why Anchor RB is kind of working for me, because all of the RBs that are highly touted and highly drafted, I mean, even though they're consistent, their failure rate is just gut-wrenching. So it's just by going ahead and taking out one stud in the top and taking a chance on it, like out of all these guys right down here at the bottom of the draft, Ramondre Stevenson, Damian Pierce, Tyler Algier, Brian Robinson, and so on, one of them is going to pop. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching and for listening. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Follow the show on all streaming platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on Instagram at The Fantasy Tippler and Twitter at Fantasy Tippler.